So we've got a whole range of bottles lined up in front of us here again. And the last time we did this was a video on all of the various car shampoos and soaps that we had been using over the last few years. So Glenn's come around today. He's been storing all of these bottles times about 10 for all the different categories we've used over the past 3-4 years.
And then because it's taken so long to be able to do this, what I've done is I've written some of them into a spreadsheet so that I can remember why I wanted it or why I liked it, why I didn't like it, and things like that, because, I mean, it's taken 5 years to do this.
Well, it has. So, I mean, the whole idea here is that we've just been going out and buying pretty much any type of product we can get or any product that we can get our hands on within certain categories. So then when we tell you, hey, this is the best or this is the best, we have some credibility, and it's not like we're saying this is the best because we've only tried 2. It's to show you guys that like we go out and we buy anything that we can get our hands on here in New Zealand, and a lot of these we had to ship internationally as well.
And so you're probably going to see here that there are some glass cleaners that you've used before that you quite like. There's going to be some glass cleaners you haven't tried. There's going to be some glass cleaners that we haven't tried. So this is just a little subsection of products that we've used. So don't get upset if your favorite glass cleaner is not the one we like, and don't get upset if we haven't used a glass cleaner that you think is really good. Now, this is basically testing in our sort of environment. This is not by any means the best of the best because people hate that word now. It's like this glass cleaner that we choose is the one that we like the most. That's the one that we use majority of the time, and there'll be some reasons around why we like it compared to other products, and that's why we choose to use it all the time.
I think that's it's our experience and our preference. So our preference might not be your preference, and as Glenn said, we might not have tried your favorite glass cleaner. So if there's something that we're missing here and you get to the end of the video and you go, these characteristics are in my glass cleaner that the boys haven't tried, just drop a comment below and we'll look to pick it up. But I think we're probably covered for all of the major players here.
Yeah,
all of our ones that would make a top 10 YouTube video.
And so you can see that this is sort of put into categories. So we have a little category over here that we've just started playing with.
It's a new category, isn't it?
We have a category of stuff that is, okay, probably don't want to go there. And then we've got a category of these are really good. And then we've got a category of this is why we like it. So
do we start kind of here, but
let's start down
skip
here.
Away the hydrophobic stuff? That's a new product category. So we'll go right to the end.
So these 2 products are quite interesting.
So what do we got here?
Fireball.
Yep. So this is Fireball, they just call it glass.
And Angel Wax Vision.
Okay.
Both these products have got the most awful smell you will ever smell.
Yeah.
And the part of that is because I think they're really heavy ammonium-based products.
Angel Wax Vision, I mean, you're close to needing to wear a mask when you're using that product.
Have a smell of it. It's just disgusting.
It's just remnants left in there. This has been really popular amongst a lot of detailers or reviewers. Oh, it's not too bad. I think it's...
Well, it's probably been...
Oh, no, there we go. You got it. Please your nostrils out, hey?
You can't this smells like plastic, but this chemical actually...
No, this one was horrific.
Makes me sick. So the reason why we don't like these ones is they're good glass cleaners, but they're heavy ammonium-based, which means it's kind of getting into that category that's not really tint safe.
No, exactly.
All the cars we work on have got tint, and actually we've got a couple of cars that have got aftermarket tint, so we really want to stay away from these products. I mean, Angel Wax probably says that it is tint safe, but again...
There's no way I want to risk that. This is known as a sledgehammer, like a really heavy hitting glass cleaner, but I think that if you clean your glass properly, I think you can get away with
cleaning something. You can use a product that's
something else.
And you can use a product that's got a little bit less of that ammonia smell, less of that sort of sick smell, and I think you can use a product that has a better scent, a bit better user experience. But yeah, there's no way I'm using these.
No. And I don't like the fluted bottle on that one either.
No, I don't like the Fireball branding around there. Is not very good.
And actually what I don't like about the Angel Wax as well is the sprayer.
Yeah.
Like Angel Wax makes some good products, but oh my goodness, the sprayers are, they leave something to be desired.
And that's what I've said, and basically the Fireball, so I guess before we should have said this at the beginning, but a couple of things around how product selection works for Glenn and I is that we live in New Zealand, basically on the other side of the world compared to everyone who's in the UK has got good products and everyone that's in the US. So our access to products is really difficult. We will buy a product if it's, if we think it's really good, we'll buy that product, we'll spend a lot of money on shipping if we think it's going to be better.
We got some examples here that we would ship internationally.
Absolutely, but so a couple of categories of why we like a product is, A, can we buy it?
Yep.
Can we also buy this in more than just the bottle that you see here? Can we buy it in bigger volume?
And that's important for glass cleaners because you are going to go through, significant volume of the product.
And then what does it feel? What's the user experience like? Does it smell okay? I mean, that's not necessarily a big reason why we choose a product based on glass cleaners, because they all smell slightly alcohol based, but yep, do they smell okay? And is it really slick on the glass to touch? Like, does it feel like it's really, the microfiber's not bunching up on itself?
Yep, so grabbiness.
And then does it actually clean the glass?
Yep.
And then the biggest problem we find with glass cleaners is it going to be streak free, and do we have nice clarity on the window, and how hard do we have to fight for for a nice clean window?
And I'm just looking at your categories here. You've got them, you start with cleaning ability, because I think it's probably the most important.
Yep.
Then you've got, does it smudge or smear? Then you go, is it slick to wipe off? And then, as we talked about the smell, it's one of the first things we talked about, but probably the least important. So if you're like, it's amazing at the first, really good at the second, really good at the third as well, then it's like, potentially you should use smell as a factor to go
to swing you one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. And then I see at the end here you've got the availability. So can you get it in the gallon? Can you get it in the 1 litre? Can we get it in New Zealand? But we're happy to import it. If it ticks all of the boxes, we'll buy any one of these.
So for the Fireball, you can't buy it in a gallon.
No.
Not in New Zealand anyway. You can only get it in the litre. The smells are bad. I don't know about the Angel Wax Vision.
I don't think it's available in a gallon either. I haven't seen it. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I haven't seen that browsing.
And then we move into Clarify, so CarPro Clarify.
Yeah.
Not to be
all these
confused glass
with
cleaners are actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
So they clean pretty well. Apparently, what I wrote is that it can be quite grabby, so the slick wipe off is not there. It's got a banana scent, which I don't know if that's important to you or not. And you can buy it in a gallon. You can buy it in that small size. There's probably another size there. That's probably 500 mils.
This is 500.
You'll be able to buy it in
you get 500, a litre and a gallon. Yeah, you can still smell the banana-y scent.
Yeah, banana scent.
I don't think you can go too wrong with any of CarPro's products, especially if you're a beginner, and you want one product line. If you were really bought into CarPro, Clarify would be a reasonable product per car. But I don't know, there was just nothing special about it for me.
No, and there is nothing special about this group of products. I mean, this is quite unique.
This is by Angel Wax. This is the...
No, it's not. It's by Turtle Wax.
Sorry, this is by Turtle Wax. And it's the aerosol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sprayer on this, the misting spray, is actually really nice to use.
Is there anything left in there?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know if you can see that. It's like...
It's just got a really nice sprayer. I really enjoyed using the sprayer, but the product is just pretty average.
Yeah. And I think the thing with this as well is that you do want to make sure, especially when you're using glass cleaning products in the interior of a car, you want to have that spray controlled. And I just found, the spray was nice, but it just kept going.
Keep spraying. Yeah.
Yeah, so different. Like, props to Turtle Wax for trying something different. Aerosol can be a bit of a trouble to ship at times as well. So
that's not an aerosol. This is just a mist sprayer.
Oh, it's just a mist sprayer. Oh, it is. Yeah. Why am I saying aerosol? It's a mist sprayer. So disregard anything I just said about shipping that product. It's just a mister.
The Meguiar's glass cleaner. Now, if you go back to one of the very first videos that we produced, it was on the Meguiar's glass cleaner. The slow spray. And I don't know if any of you guys have gone back and watched some historical videos of Glenn and I, but you'll know that we were huge Meguiar's fans.
So you've got obviously this is the glass cleaner concentrate bottle here, but this was in like a clear bottle, wasn't it? And it was like...
It was the same bottle as the invisible glass, but a Meguiar's glass cleaner.
So if you're looking for this product, you won't find it in this
You can buy it as a concentrate like that.
You can.
If you go into their more sort of detailer range, but... Yeah,
it was called Perfect something. Perfect white, perfect...
Might have been Perfect glass?
Yeah, maybe, that might be it. Perfect glass.
Is that what it says on there? No.
I mean, both you and I use that product for a long time.
And that was a decent product.
Yeah.
It was really good. I almost think it's almost like invisible glass, basically.
Yep, you're
probably
right.
No, it's just good. There was nothing special about it. Meguiars Grarage, their glass cleaner. What's unique about that product is it's got a foaming head on it.
Yeah.
So the sprayer actually foams the glass cleaner onto the surface.
I wonder if we can show this right here. Shoot some across the room. Foaming glass cleaner. I don't like that. I don't like a foaming product.
No, it is quite messy and it leaves clumps of glass cleaner everywhere, which is a bit annoying, but you are going to spread that in. I think it's got a lemonade scent. I don't know, give a smell. And you'll be able to buy these products. We can't get Meguiars Grarage in New Zealand at the moment, but you'll be able to buy these in a gallon size.
Yeah, I mean, that's really pleasant. It's nice.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's still got that glass cleaner smell, but it's got like a lemon scent to it.
Yeah, different. I mean, this probably goes in the same kind of category as this, right? Where it's something different. The misting sprayer, the foaming sprayer. I know.
I guess it's just the mode of delivery there that's probably different.
It is.
You probably get the same cleaning action if you didn't have a sprayer. I don't, just normal
Likely.
spray.
And look, Griots make glass cleaners that don't have the foaming head on them as well. But I mean, did you have any comments on this one here? Or I mean, this has been a newer one that's kind of come into the collection, right? So we haven't had a huge amount of hands-on time with that, but just a bit of a different product delivery. And then we've got this one here. So this is the Koch Chemie. Do you know what's interesting about this one for me? Is that Koch Chemie, I think, have some awesome bottles. And I don't think that is an awesome looking bottle.
No, this
is standards.
well, I don't know why their sort of pre-mixed stuff all looks like this.
So this is their Speed glass cleaner. You quite like this one, didn't you?
Yeah, it had a nice fruit smell. What have I written about it? Good cleaning ability. It doesn't smudge, so it leaves a nice streak finish. It's pretty slick to wipe off. Pleasant smell.
Not available in anything bigger than this here.
Yeah, which is 591 mils I wrote there. Is that true?
This, I think, is a 750 bottle. 750 millilitres, this one here. I remember you
can't get
gave
anything
me this to use a bit as well, and I wasn't a big fan of the fruity smell. Like,
Can you still smell
you
it?
can still smell it a little bit in the air. Like, it smells like a mixed fruit.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more toward like the lemonade-y type smelling glass.
Yeah, a lot of them are lemonade type smell. I don't know why. I mean, that's quite lemonade-y. That's quite lemonade-y. I don't know about
This
that.
is quite lemonade-y. This was probably the product here. So this is Stoner Invisible Glass. And this is probably the one that we went to again and again and again more than anything else on the table.
You really quite like that.
I did, and probably one of the main reasons why is this is a 946 ml bottle, so near on a litre. Really, really cheap. And you could go and pick it up down at the local Repco or Super Cheap Auto. So
accessibility to that product is really easy. I don't like that product. I don't know why I don't like it. It's just not a product I want to pick. I just think it's...
I don't think it had any type of scent to it either,
Just,
did it? It was
I
just
don't get excited by that product. It's just boring.
yeah, no, it's got no, like, just...
I mean...
I get the myth. I kept buying this because it was tint safe. It did the job.
Like really, it was just consistently did what it did. Like it cleaned the glass. You could get a streak-free finish. It was tint safe, and I think the big prop to that is that it was really available for us over here.
I think if I can recall, it wasn't as slick as some of the others.
No, and that's what I meant. It's
not as slick. Alcohol, not too strong.
Yeah.
So you've got no scent, not quite as slick. You cannot get it in a gallon, but I just found that for the price of this, I think it's something like $7
quite cheap
US. It was 21 New Zealand dollars. So anytime I ran out, the gallon really didn't bother me there because I could shoot 10 minutes down the road and have another bottle picked up. Then we've got, this is P&S True View Ready to Use Glass Cleaner. So this one here is available 500, a litre.
Yeah, well, it comes as a
And a
concentrate.
gallon.
The bigger size comes as a concentrate, so it's dilutable, which is quite nice. But I thought that was going to be a really good glass cleaner, and I used quite a lot of it, and I thought we started. So here we start to step into more of a direction where I would sort of recommend you start buying from.
I think
That's probably there.
this is probably where it landed, right? This is in the middle. If you said
that would
hey,
have been
this
our
will-
baseline, our baseline of products.
Correct. Anything that side would just be, hey, look, we probably wouldn't buy again. Anything this side is like, yeah, we would take pretty seriously in terms of repurchase. But I think that just became like the kind of like a median, like right in the middle. Wasn't good, wasn't bad.
And what is going to take these products to the next level is how good your glass cleaning towel is.
I don't like this.
No, the spray is not very good.
Sprayer's kind of just.
But
going.
that actually might not be the spray that come with the bottle.
Okay.
I've got sprayers that I just use, and so I don't necessarily know that. And I doubt that combo comes together. I think
Well, it won't come on the bigger bottles anyway. The bigger bottles will
probably
have a
comes with
nice
a spray
spray.
that looks a bit like that.
Yeah.
But this is the point where, for these products to work really well and for you to have a consistent result, is how good your glass cleaner towel is. Now we use the Rag Company waffle weave glass cleaning towel.
them right here, and
I think what happens is that over time, these towels start to fail because if you wash them all together with SiO2-based drying towels, etc., they can stop their absorbency, you know? And if you're washing them with lint towels, you get lint on there, so then you've got two problems. A, it doesn't remove the product, and B, you end up with lint everywhere.
So we're on a brand new set of towels here. I think the first ones we got 4 years out of, and we should have replaced them after 2.
And I think even now we've got a brand new batch, and this is still not quite happy with it.
Yeah, so towel dependent, I think that, well, the key thing to remember is we've used this towel for all of these products. We haven't switched towel midway through to then get inconsistent results with like slickness or grabbiness. So it has been this waffle weave towel for every single product you see on.
And I say this quite a lot, and I think quite a few other detailers do as well, is that glass is actually one of the hardest things to get right.
It is. And there's no margin for error either, because you literally you look right through it, and especially if a car has been driven in the middle of the day when the sun is hitting it, there is zero margin for error. You might have a little streak with your drying aid that you won't see, but as soon as you hop in the car, like zero margin.
And glass can trick you too. So if you've got the car parked in the shade, it can look really good.
Yeah, and it's not out into the sun, and it's
or that right at the right angle, you can go. Actually, the whole thing's a streaky.
Yep. So True View, did you have some notes for that one?
Yeah, True View.
True View.
So good cleaning ability, doesn't smudge, it's pretty slick to wipe off, it's got an alcoholic scent to it, and you can get it in all the variable sizes.
Okay.
So that's why that's a pretty good staple product. And that's what I would also say with the Geon glass cleaner here as well.
You actually went back and bought this a couple of times.
I've got a couple of bottles down there that I brought too. So
G6 Perfect Glass.
Because at the time we were touring up this one, with this one, with this one. Because Built Hamber hadn't really...
No, this
Built Hamber existed, but we couldn't really get it.
No.
So those were the three glass cleaners that we went backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And, I mean, we struggle to get that. Actually, any G-Techno products, we have to buy them from Australia. So that's actually quite hard to buy. It does still come in the sizes.
Yeah, so we can get the gallon of this, we can get the 500, we can get the litre. I don't think I spent a lot of hands-on time with this, which is surprising given we've got 2 bottles of it. So maybe it's just something I don't remember. But you've got some details here anyway, don't you?
That was my favourite, yeah.
Okay. So that was the leader for some time. So it probably went like this was the leader, and then this came in and overtook that at that point, do you think, for you?
But the problem is it's hard to buy.
Yeah.
And so at the point, that's when Geon came into play, because the Geon glass cleaner we can actually buy through Redline Performance here in New Zealand.
We can. We're only in the 500ml though.
Only in the 500ml.
But we can get the 4 litre from Australia if we pay the shipping. So accessibility on this was like semi there. This is a great glass cleaner.
Nice scent, good lemonade scent. It's very slick on wipe off, cleans the glass really well. If you've got all the things aligned, you can get a nice streak-free finish as well.
Like it's similar to the interior cleaner from Geon as well.
And we kind of like that combo. Like we use the Geon interior cleaner and we mix that with that. So those couple of products I'd recommend. Now, a new product to us was the DIY detail glass cleaner.
Yeah, this one. So this came in very recently.
And I was grabbing that product more often than I was grabbing this.
Okay.
So I really do like that product. Problem is you just can't buy it here in New Zealand. Well, you can probably now you can buy it through the House of Rags, because they now have an Australia distributor. Yep. So you could probably get that, but that was really good. Really easy, simple to use product, smudge free, does a really good job of cleaning.
This one doesn't really have a scent to it either. It's kind of like the invisible glass. It just smells like, oh yeah, that's a glass cleaner.
So I would say from here to here, and including that, those are really good staple products. If you bought those, you cannot go wrong.
Yep. And then came along this.
You can talk about that.
Yeah, I love this. I really, really love this. You're having a couple of issues lately with it, and I think I saw some of them last week, but I think that's towels. I think that we do need to start experimenting with some other towels, but this is Built Hamber Traceless. And I mean, my favorite thing about this, and really what sold it for me, is we've got a TV over there. I mean, there's a laptop here. And when I got my hands on this product and learnt how it just dissolved to nothing, I sprayed it on the screen, walked away, came back, and it left no streaks, no smears.
That's part of the problem, is that if you are a glass cleaner user that sprays it directly on the surface, you can get overspray.
You can, yep. So you
if you can have a product that will flash away to nothing, I think that lowers your risk of having, evidence of a glass cleaner there.
What do you think about the smell of this?
It's got that alcohol-based glass cleaning scent that you can smell underneath, and then it's probably topped with banana.
Yeah. It's funny, anytime I'm using this product, I was using it in the garage the other day, and my wife walked in and she said, I love the smell of that.
It's just refreshing.
It is. It's nice. Like, it's not... I don't think it's the best smelling product here. I probably think that would be this one. But goodness, this is...
Does it smell like?
This is well up here. No, that smells like glass cleaner.
That's just glass cleaner, scentless.
Like, that just has a really pleasant smell to it. So, I mean, we're pretty happy with Built Hamber right now. We've got a gallon of it. And
so it cuts through the dirt really easy. Like, it cleans the glass really well.
Yep.
But I think
of it.
Yeah,
it's nice.
But I think the reason why we like that, which is the others do this to some degree, but that is an exception, is that it flashes really well.
Yeah.
It leaves like it says here, it's traceless. So it leaves no trace behind. So you can spray that onto your TV and it will just go away. Like you showed me that.
Yep.
I think we showed it in a video. It just dissolves to nothing, which I think is really important. And it does that way better than any other product.
And I mean, the way that they describe this product is that, it's super wetting. So I think that's the thing as well. Like, it sticks to a screen, or it sticks to
that
glass.
allows it. That probably gives it time to break down whatever's on the glass.
Correct. So I've always found that if I'm using my glass cleaner to do something like a laptop screen, I have to spray it and then really quickly start working at it, where you can spray this and it will just kind of cling to the surface.
And then I like the finish that leaves behind too. It's
Yeah.
real. That second wipe off is real smooth and real slick.
Yep. So, I mean, they say here, traditionally formulated glass cleaners contain non-evaporating surfactants and soap that would wet and clean. Built Hamber uses unique super wetting 100% evaporating surfactants to produce traceless. I think that's why we find when we spray this, it does kind of just evaporate into nothingness.
So those properties is why we like that product.
Yeah, the chemical makeup of this product, I think, is superior to anything else that we've tried here.
And I think the issues that we're having at the moment, we are getting streaks here and there because we do have some crazy stuff on the glass at the moment. We've got stupid amounts of glass coatings on random cars. We've started to use a bit of this kind of category here at the moment, and we're in a bit of a, we're making things tough for us.
Yeah.
I think the towels aren't quite right. I think we need to hunt for a better towel. So I think you've got a real good towel combo that's hasn't been washed with any other towels, and the fresh set. And I think if you use this product, I think you cannot go wrong. I think it's a really good combo.
And then we've got two different products at the end here as well, which kind of fall into a subcategory. And this is something that I've seen more and more of in the past 12 months. So these are like the hydrophobic glass cleaners. So where leave something behind.
Yeah, where I think this category is good. So if you put a glass, I think about this like we think about paint. So if you have your paint, and you put a ceramic coating on it, people like to top your ceramic coating with like a drying aid or like a ceramic sealant or something like that. You can apply this sort of to the same glass situation as that. You got your glass, you put a ceramic coating onto the glass or a glass coating, and then you can then top it with a product like this. Yeah,
I mean, in the past, we've used just a traditional drying aid on top of our glass. We've cleaned our glass, and as long as it didn't have a coating on there that reacted poorly, we've used, bead maker on top of it, and that's worked well. But this is a new category, right?
And I think the concept of the category could be really good.
I think so.
You just have to find the right product. Now, both of these products...
So we've got Clarify-Phobic here, and we've also got, what is this? This is Griot's ceramic glass cleaner.
Both of these products generate a real smeary mess.
And I think the struggle there is that we have tried, so if we talk about Phobic, because we've got a video on the channel dedicated to Phobic, you can go on there and have a look at some of the challenges we faced. We used it so many different ways.
I've tried everyone's comments in there. I have tried. I've tried one spray for the whole glass. Wipe off, smeary mess.
Tried it in the sun, out of the sun.
I've tried lots of product. Smeary mess. We've tried it with clean polished glass. Smeary mess. We've tried it with a coating on there. Smeary mess. So, I don't know, do we get a bad batch? I don't know. Potentially. Our Pro have messaged us to see if we could, if they gave us some tips on our YouTube channel. Application process. I don't know. But then we sort of get similar problems with the Griots one.
I think what it is, right? So they're glass cleaners that leave hydrophobic properties behind. They clean well. There's no issue with cleaning.
Clean.
It just comes to that wipe off, which is the thing that is always a challenge with your glass, and the most important piece, as we've already talked to, is getting a streak-free finish, and we really have to fight with products in that category.
I think you end up pushing it to areas.
You do.
That ceramic component to it ends up pushing to different areas, and then you're always chasing. So then it's like, well, I've got to clean the middle of the glass because that's where I'm going to look, but on the outside is all the smear and mess. So,
I mean, you tried this earlier in the week. You brought this around and said, give this a go. I just want to see if it has the same result on your car. And we did. Clean the glass beautifully, nice and, no bugs on there.
Gets rid of all the bugs, everything.
But what we ended up doing is you could see that there was some smeariness, and you get the towel and you wipe it and you pick the towel up, and it's like all you've done is move the smearing from one side of the window to the other. So
if anyone's got any products that they've used in this category that doesn't leave a smeary mess, I would like to try them because I think this product category really makes sense. And I think if someone can unlock that property of that chemical, I think we're onto a winner there.
I would love to have a dedicated glass cleaner that leaves nothing behind.
Yep, so like something like that.
Yep, so right now I would choose that. And then I would like to have a product from this category
That would
had
go
on
on
the shelf as well.
exterior glass.
Correct. Yep.
And that would just sort of boost the hydrophobic properties of our glass coating,
Yep.
maybe give that a little bit more longevity, and I think we're off to the races with that sort of concept.
I think we're going to play with a lot more of products. Yeah,
we've only tried two, so we haven't really explored that, but it's sort of something that's sort of creeping into our process that I think we can do quite well.
So I think, in summary, out of these products here, I think if you have invisible glass is kind of the, in the middle. I think anything that side, will probably leave alone. And I don't think you can go too wrong with anything on this side here. If you had to pick two to go on your shelf, what are the two that you're picking?
Oh, well, the two that are on the shelf. Is this one?
Yep, and that one. Yep. And I mean, that's where it's probably going to stay right now. Every other product here is going to end up in a donation. So we're going to give them away, friends, family, viewers, and we're going to keep these two. And obviously the gallon there as well. And that's our current setup. So that's as of, what are we now? We're the end of March, 24.
25.
25. So I'm sure we're going to test out more. There were a couple of products that came out at SEMA that we haven't got our hands on yet. I know P&S brought out a new glass cleaner that we had to play with as well.
Oh, they brought out a glass cleaner in this category, didn't they?
They did.
A hydrophobic.
They did.
Yep.
So, and that's why I'm saying I think we're going to test a lot more in that category there. Like, I'm pretty happy to go. We've got our standard glass cleaner locked down right here, but I think we need to introduce one in that category there and find something that's not going to smear.
And I think what will happen going forward is we now have our new baseline.
Yep.
So every sort of product we try, we'll be comparing it to these to see if that's going to knock them off the shelf.
Yep.
And I think probably here, I think the Grio's one out of the two we've tried is better than that. And so that will be the baseline, and we'll just keep comparing to that.
And that's it, right? If we made this video 2 years ago, this product would have probably been here, and we would have been using that as the baseline. So we've kind of wiped the slate clean now, and anything that we come to from here now has to beat this. And it gets harder and harder, I think, as we get through these categories as well. And as we use more and more products.
Well, that's it, right? Because these products are basically, you get diminishing returns as you come this way up.
Correct.
Like, it's really hard to choose a difference between any of these. A lot of this comes down to how well you've been marketed to.
Yep.
Do you like the branding? Is a brand that you've used their products before, do you really associate with that? And you go, hey, look, I'm just going to buy that because I think it's good. And so there's nothing wrong with those products. But we're talking about really minor differences here. And someone could sit down and you could argue this either way you wanted to, but that's the category up that end of the deal that we like, and you've heard our reasons why. So we're going to continue to use that combo. Yeah.
So drop a comment down below if we have missed any glass cleaners here that you're going, hey, look, I think
mainly in this category.
I think mainly in that category. I mean, there may be one that kind of can compete with us. If you feel like it's got all of the characteristics we just talked to, let us know. We'll look to pick it up. But really keen to hear about products in that category down there. And I think if you're looking for a glass cleaner, you cannot go wrong with the Geon or the built Hamber here. So that pretty much wraps up the glass cleaning category video for 2025. We've already got the car shampoos on the channel.
Yep, so if you want to go and see our review on all the shampoos we tried, go back and check out that video. And we're also going to make one on drying aid. So that's the next box of stuff down there that we're going to make. So if you want to watch those, subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we're producing more content. Have a flick through the catalogue and give us a thumbs up. Write some comments on your favourite stuff. But that's it from Omni Garage, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more stuff.
Yeah, see you on the next one.